What's good, Commanders fans, and happy game day. We got some news here from Adam Schefter. When Adam Schefter tweets, you basically listen. He's got a majority of the things right. He told us it would not be Ben Johnson to be our coach, and guess what? He did not end up being our coach. So that was one of the things that Adam Schefter did get corrected. He did say it was safe to basically buy a Jayden Daniels jersey on Jamal's podcast. I think it's what is Jamal's podcast name? It's like something Jamal Tell is his name on Twitter. He has a podcast. Really, really good podcast. That's where Adam Schefter said that. But to get back to the news here, so Adam Schefter tweeted out 6 hours ago. Right now it's about 7:46 a.m. So he tweeted, where is it at? He tweeted out, signs point to Commanders quarterback Jayden Daniels playing versus the Bears per league sources. Adam Schefter quoted his own tweet and said, Commanders still will need to see how Jayden Daniels is feeling Sunday in pregame warmups before making any final determination about whether he can start. But as one team official told ESPN said about Jayden Daniels, quote, he's one tough A dude. The signs are strong. So I am going to read some of the article here from Adam Schefter. Ian Rappaport, who's been adamant about Jayden Daniels not playing or kind of doubted it and has been leaning on the side of him not playing. It's kind of like Ian just doesn't want Jayden to play. Honestly, that's just kind of the way Ian has been reporting it. So Ian said the Commanders will make a team decision on whether quarterback Jayden Daniels plays today, but sources say there is a realistic chance he does against the Bears. They'll want to see how he feels when he arrives at the stadium, and he'll likely do a pregame warmup, but he's got a shot. So that's good to hear. But, as I always said, I don't want them to force it. I get this is a big game, national, or not really national televised, but it's like the game of the week. Tony Romo, Jim Nantz, number 1 pick versus number 2 pick. The number 2 pick right now is the better quarterback and is ahead of the offensive rookie of the week or offensive rookie of the year. Jayden Daniels is ahead. Bears fans, they're obsessed with Jayden. They hate him so much. They're just so obsessed because he's better than Caleb Williams at this point. So we all get the rivalry and all that. But, Jayden has to hit the markers. So this is what this is what Adam Schefter said. And somebody told him this. So he said Daniels is said to recognize the importance and significance of a game against Caleb Williams, as well as what the contest will mean to Washington's season. The Commanders 5-2 enter Sunday in first place in the NFC East, 1/2 game ahead of the Philadelphia Eagles, who played against the Bengals, who I think the Bengals have a really good shot at winning against the Eagles, or they really should win. We'll see. Schefter said, quote, he wants to play if he were missing his right leg. So that's the quote that kind of has me a little cautious here. So I know Jayden's a fighter. He's a warrior and all that. But, if you're not 100%, which I don't think Dan Quinn, Adam Peters, and Josh Harris will allow him to play, and the trainers will allow him to play if he's not 100%. But this is not the game where it's like, okay, I got to be big dog and I got to just play. So that's my thoughts. And I originally thought he wasn't going to play when it was Wednesday. He didn't practice. And kind of seeing it when he reacted to the injury initially when he threw his helmet, I was like, yeah, he's not going to play. He's going to rest, chill out this week, come back, play against the Giants, an inferior team that we should beat next week. We really should beat the Bears too, but, just ease him back in. Mariota played pretty well, so whatever. Let Mariota play this game. But Jayden's a dog, and if he really does hit the markers, if he really is 100%, Dan Quinn said they tested him. They really pushed it on Friday. And that, he's a warrior and whatnot. If he really does pass all the markers and all the tests, okay, if he's good to go, he's good to go. I just don't want to see them limit his game. I don't want to see any design runs up the gut, up the middle, of course, but still do the read option. Like, that's a part of his game. To maximize and get the best out of Jayden Daniels is to use his dual threat ability. Some things that you just can't teach, his athleticism, his speed, the shiftiness that he has. That's a part of our offense. That's a part of our game. On 4th and 3, 4th and 5, those undesigned runs or improvised runs are what has made us 100% on 4 downs. Him throwing the football as well, of course, but that is a big part of our offense, how mobile he is and the pressure that he puts on the defense. So I don't want them, if he's out there being cautious and like, oh, I don't want to run, it's 4th and 3 and he's got a wide open lane and he's like cautious about running, then that's where it's like, okay, yeah, you should have sat him until next week. So those are my thoughts on it. But Jayden, we know he was smiling. He was doing the touchdown signal, was dancing with Ben Sinnott on the sideline after Ben Sinnott scored a touchdown. He hugged Bryce Young. He was kikiing and all that stuff. His mama said he was good. He was fine. He has the virtual reality training as well. He trained in the bubble. They tried to keep it a secret. Not a secret, but they did gamesmanship, and they did not elevate Sam Hartman. Because I know if they would have elevated Sam Hartman, the Bears would have been like, okay, he's not playing. And even if they elevate Sam Hartman, they still could have tried to play him, but odds were that he was just most likely not going to play. If they did elevate Sam Hartman from the practice squad, but they did not do that. But yeah, they're going to try him out again Saturday, today, before the game, of course, and see how he feels. And Dan Quinn said he only wants him out there if he's fully turned up being him. Like I said, if he can be himself, where he's moving around out the pocket, running, and we know the Bears, there may be some targeting. There may be some targeting. So I want Jayden, of course, to be prepared for that. Even in the pocket, you can still get hit. So we'll see. I know CBS is going to be zooming in on his face, zooming on every reaction. Every time Jayden gets hit, CBS cameras are going to zoom into his face, zoom into his reaction, zoom into him on the sideline, on the bench, everything. So just be prepared for that. Be monitored for that. It's a part of the game. So they probably are going to be going after his ribs. It's just a part of the game. I'm not saying like in a bounty type way, like that Bears podcaster said, where the Bears podcast was like, yeah, we need to hit his ribs. We need to take him out because they're scared of Jayden Daniels. And he admitted that on the podcast. I don't know if you guys saw that. But he talked about how their rush defense is not good. It's not really good. So, but like I said, I have confidence in this staff and front office and Jayden Daniels, of course, to make the right decision for him. And looks like all signs are pointing well to Jayden Daniels playing. But, and Dan Quinn said, a quote in the interview as well, or the press conference, he said on how he tested Jayden Daniels during practice, quote, all of that, both. And so drill work, you can test more, but you need to practice ones too. A certain look, a blitz turnout to go, scramble drills. So, of course, they're going to do some scramble drills, how he reacts to that, because it's a big part of our game and puts pressure on the defense. That's where we have the big part of why we have the number one scoring offense in the NFL. All that happens without it being planned. And so those are part of the, I guess it's all tests to go through all the different looks. And that's what I like the process that we're going through to assess him and go through it now. We'll keep knocking down the steps, and now we'll go through them again tomorrow. So that was on Friday when Dan Quinn said that. So it looks like he's passing all the tests and passing all the markers. And like I said, he was all smiles in that interview, that 2-minute interview that he did after practice. He was all smiles and whatnot. So, but all right, guys, we'll see what happens, man. I think as a front office, they'll make the right decision. And offensive line's got to protect, of course. We know Montez, we're playing against Montez Sweat, so we know what he does. He gets a lot of pressures, but he doesn't wrap up. So I think he'll be good out there. He'll be fine, but just be cautious. Get down and slide. Get down and slide. If he has an outside run, instead of running into the inside like he did against the Panthers, go out of bounds, get to the outside. I am going to monitor, of course. We're all going to be monitoring. When he runs out of bounds, our guy's going to try to cheap shot him too, So keep an eye on that too. So keep an eye on the Bears defense. They are missing 2 of their starters on defense, which will help. Either way, I think we would have been fine. Their backups are not bad either. But Jaquan Brisker is out and Kyler Gordon is out. Their safety, Jaquan Brisker, and their nickel corner, Kyler Gordon, who is a darn good corner for sure. But, yeah, so that's the update on Jayden. So it looks like he probably will be playing. I just want to get this information out to you guys because I will be busy today. Definitely a family day. Going to be out at the pumpkin patch and whatnot, so I probably wouldn't be there. If I didn't make the video now, I probably wouldn't be able to make it later. Gonna have to go out and do that and enjoy a good time. So it will be a fun game. America's game of the week, basically. Number 1 versus number 2 pick. And let's just take care of business. Let's just take care of business. Run the football, establish the run, get the ball to Terry. 4th downs are going to be huge, as always, because we're a good 4th down team. And finish drives, no penalties, touchdowns, not field goals. And the defense has to get stops. Do not put a man Forbes on DJ Moore. That's probably my biggest key for the defense. But you guys let me know what you guys think. As always, like I said, I trust this front office. I trust Jayden to make the right decision. We'll see what happens. As always, I think Jayden will be fine. But we will see how it goes, as always. Let's get this dub, guys. Let's get this dub today, guys. Left hand up. Hell's Commanders. Peace.